Yeah, so I think one of the big things that I really like about teaching here is the high levels of staff and student agency. And I think that they feed into each other really well. So because we have that freedom in the curriculum to teach around our passions, the children thrive on that, and they get excited about what they're going to investigate. And obviously then they have more independence in what they're learning, and they're really excited to go off and find things out. Then brings the passion back to us again. It's nice to teach like that.
Definitely. And there's a real sense of freedom, which kind of feeds into like an unwritten cultural aspect of innovation. So it's like we're constantly trying to be better because we have the freedom to be better. But we get to try new things and explore new things. And the fact that like classroom spaces are set up in a way that allows for that to occur. So it's not like, a particular front of the classroom. And there's no like designated, this is the maths spot and this is the literacy spot, and so like it brings in that transdisciplinary nature of education. And
within that as well, we aren't just focused here on learning as learning the curriculum. We put a really high importance on learning in music and in sports and in the strategic leaders and things like that. So if a child is taken out of a maths lesson, we still really have that understanding that they're learning, and that filters down to the children as well. They know that they're learning with whatever they're doing in school.
So every space is for learning, but it's not a defined, this is what you're learning in this space. You could learn anything in this space.
And that comes back to the innovation as well. They're really excited about trying new things, and the staff are excited about trying new things. It's almost difficult to think that way because it's so far removed from how I've taught. Having said that, I've come from somewhere where I taught religious education, and I taught history, and I taught geography, and now I teach inquiry, and it can still encompass all of that.
I mean, I think in terms of the way like learning occurs, and that like you have schema within your mind that hold ideas, and I don't know if that looks similar for everyone, as in like if everyone has like a history schema or something, but there's a need to, in some senses, categorise learning. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be subject led.
Right.
But there is like certain knowledge that kids need in order to be functioning citizens.
Sure, you can say, okay, today we're looking at the historical aspects of this theme. Today we're looking at the scientific aspects of this theme, but you don't need to be segregated into a specific area or a classroom or a time slot for that.
Yeah, certainly. And I think the thing is like education sometimes in the way it moves is like when something new and exciting comes along, it's like, hey, why don't we try this? But it doesn't have to be that black and white. It's like, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Oh, sure.
But that doesn't mean that you can't then adapt it and make it better. So it's like, if we were to move into something where there weren't specific subjects per se, and we explored it in the way you see the historical nature of this or scientific nature of this, that doesn't mean that you then couldn't pull back and go, okay, well look, I seem to find that these kids aren't grasping this, so we're going to go and explore some of the basics of a scientific concept. It's a science lesson without it being, we teach science.
And within that you can have a science lesson that's heavily mathematical, or you can have a science lesson that's heavily to do with literature, or even drama. You could take it into a whole different angle. I think sometimes there are skills that need to be learned.
Yes. But
certainly. It's not restrictive.